Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Epoxy resin time. 13 different faces to play with. I have an idea. This is going to be a two-parter. This is just going to be part one, but part two isn't going to come until Halloween. I got these with lots of different ideas in mind, but one in particular inspired by a very famous artist that I'm going to save the mentioning of until Halloween, which may or may not be a give, depends how you look at them, and also the colours. So I've got Janchun epoxy resin here. I've got my resin there and my hardener there. It's equal parts volume, not weight, so 150ml and 150ml. And I'm going to add some white mica powder, a little white alcohol pigment, and the tiniest drop of black. So I want this to be just really pale grey. So we're going to flash forward while I mix these. It's going to take about 5 minutes, mixing thoroughly. I'll give them a blast with a heat, then we'll come back. I'll move these out of the way for a second so we can mix up the colour. Give it another heat, and then start filling all these faces. I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like. And hopefully, given that we've got 13 to work with, I mean, in an ideal world, 13 will come out perfect. But failing that, we've got a little wiggle room in case a couple go wrong. So that's the plan. Okay, we are all stirred. So let's add some white mica powder first. I made quite a bit. Give that a thorough stir. And once that is stirred really well, so we don't want any lumps, we'll add some of the white alcohol inks. We want to make this as white as possible to begin with before we even consider putting any black in there, and we're talking minuscule amounts of black. It needs to be a very pale grey. Actually, give this a good shake up first. We can see some little powder bombs coming to the surface, which is good. If they're going to come anywhere, we want them to come to the surface. Right, I'm going to put a fair bit of this in here. And another really good stir. We might need even more white yet. So we are working with a rather large volume, so I know we can get away with adding quite a bit of that white. Because there's no way what I put in was 5%. Let's add a little bit more. And it's looking nice and cloudy. I'm thinking we should add one more blast of white, and then that's when we'll start adding the black, drop at a time, because like I say, we want such a small amount of black in there. And it could easily be overdone because it's black. Now to be brave. Just a drop at a time. See how that spreads so quickly. That might be all we need. Well, we might be able to get away with a couple more because that has dispersed really well. But I think perhaps just one more, so I don't want to get too carried away with the black. So just again, just one drop. I think, do we do one more? I know in my mind the colour that I want, and that is pretty close. And with my overall plan in mind, I don't want to get too carried away right now. I think this might be... Oh, one last... Well, I'll try and do half a drop if possible. Alright, that wasn't quite half a drop, but hopefully that hasn't been an overkill. No. Okay, that's where we're going to stop. I am going to give this a quick blast with the heat gun, just to make sure, even though it's going to be really hard to tell right now if there's any bubbles lurking. But I can see it looks like a lot of them have come to the top, which is fine. That's what we want. If there's going to be any bubbles, come to the top. So I'll heat this up, get the faces back in line, and then we'll start filling. Okay. Very, very, very. This might need to be... I kind of need it in something smaller than this. And then blow the bubbles out again. So I just gave it a load more bubbles. Okay, here we go. Very slowly. I think we can speed up a bit once the nose is full. Oh no. Oh no. This is curing already. Issue. We don't have all the faces full. Let's speed up. Right, that one's probably not going to have a nose. Going like snot. We've been here before. We've been here before. See if we can get the last bits of the underside that isn't starting to cure. It's so hard and hot. Come on, come on. We don't mind if we're lumpy on, bubbly on the back, on the top here, that doesn't matter. Oh, this is so hot. I just got to squeeze out that last bit. Can I get from under there? I can't get it because it's so hot. I can't, there's a little bit of stuff on the underside, but I can't get it because I've got a brick of resin in my way and nowhere to put it. Oh my days. Well, I ain't going to be able to get that out of there, am I? Maybe. It's so hot it's melted my spoon. I don't care if it's imperfect at this point. As long as it just fills the mould. Okay. Well, I ain't got to worry about trying to use that for anything. I have to bear in mind that when you add mica powder and alcohol ink, it really affects the wiggle room that you have with this stuff. I am going to go and put these on the mat, and we can just hope that at least half of them come out all right. And I'm going to swap my gloves because these are now officially not working themselves. If anyone out there knows if I am right in believing that that's what happened to that, I added too much colour and it affected the curing time, or did I add too much heat when blowing the bubbles out and that affected the curing time? Because I now have a silver brick, which I don't know what I can do with that. Okay, our faces are all cured. Should we start popping them out and see what we got? Should I just pull them out at random? Let's pull them out at random. I mean, I like the colour. Okay, so we have an imperfection in this mould. Right there. Interesting little face. Simple, quite alien-esque. Oh, okay. No imperfections in that mould. That's really cool. Okay, I think we've got a couple of bubbles in this one. Nothing left in the mould. A bit of an imperfection here. We can see bubble. And possibly over the mouth as well. Okay, this one's looking better. No imperfections in the mould that I can see. That is a very tiny pointy nose. Quite alien-esque with the eyes, how big they are. Let's go with whatever I'm touching. Right, this might be where we started to have some difficulties. No imperfections in the mould, but the resin was starting to cure at this point, so we have a totally broken nose. But we can probably still work with that for my overall idea. And if not, I can redo between now and Halloween the ones that are imperfect. So I will be keeping them all like this, and these are all numbered. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, this one looks like it's come out pretty well. No imperfections in the mould that I can see. And we filled the nose really well. There is a bubble right there. Again, no imperfections in that mould. Interesting face. Looks like we've got an open mouth here. Quite a pronounced forehead. And no imperfections in that mould that I can see. A couple of bubbles, little tiny ones. I think this is the only one with ears. No imperfections in the mould that I can see. And this is one of these little pixie-esque kind of faces. So we've just got like the little scoop out for the nose, but little to no feature. Okay, again, no imperfections in the mould that I can see. That's pretty cool. Got obvious cheekage going on here. Little tiny nose. Oh, and this is also one where it started to cure. No imperfections in the mould, but a broken nose. Maybe closed eyes? And this one's got a bit of issue going on with the nose there. There's nothing wrong with the mould. I'm going to have to work out how to get into these little tiny spaces because of the nose. We keep losing the tip of the nose. And last one. No imperfections that I can see in the mould. It looks like this is an open mouth one. Yeah, a little open mouth. A little dink in the nose. All in all, not too bad. I just noticed this one's got like an underbite. And here you've got an overbite. This one's got cheeks. Chubby cheeks. That one's got a very pronounced forehead. Yeah, interesting. This is all we're going to do right now. Part 2 isn't coming until October, where I'll have probably more of these. At least another round. I may or may not use the ones that have got broken noses, we'll see. Though I think they could work for the idea and the artist that I'm going to be paying homage to with my Halloween idea. This is quite cool. I like this. These are fun moulds. These weren't too bad. These were, I think they were less than 20. Somewhere, but I want to say somewhere between 15 and 20. Here's the block. All that resin just turned into a block. That could have been like another round easily. So what did I do? 300. So if I did 150, could try that. Or just 100. Do them in bouts of 100. Don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but it's pretty cool. And the colour is amazing. That is it for today. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed this. I do hope you're curious as what's to come in October. It will be worth seeing. Like if you like what you see. Comment if you've got something to say. Oh, especially if you've got an idea that you want me to use these molds for. And subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.